Hey y'all, it's Becca, and I just wanted to pop on here and talk about some of the things that I've noticed since going carnivore. Now, let me preface this by saying, I'm not, um, I'm not sure that I'm doing it right. I'm not tracking anything, so I don't know that I'm getting the right ratios of fat and protein. And that may be affecting the scale side of things. But I was reading I don't have it in here. Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind by Georgia Ede, Dr. Georgia Ede. And first of all, I'm not done reading it. It's an excellent book so far. I'm probably about halfway done with it. And I am excited to finish the rest of it. In fact, I wanted to go read some more before coming on the video because I'm so excited to see more, read more about it. But she did have a case study in there that she mentioned where someone with some mental health issues had a hard time tracking, and they didn't want to make that person track, put too much pressure on them. So they said, just eat, the carnivore items and nothing else. And you can just eat however much you want, just eat until you're satiated. And only eat when you're hungry and go from there. So I'm kind of following that rule now, for lack of a better word. But I'm also doing dairy, and I don't think I should be. And I believe I mentioned this on a previous video, but it's easy to overeat the dairy, and that may actually be what's causing the scale to not. It's dropped a little bit, but and then it went back up again, so it's kind of doing this kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. But I just want to, I guess, just come on here and talk about some of the things I have noticed, since the scale is not one of the things that has been a positive or a negative, however you want to look at that. It's not going the direction I want it to go, in other words. So first of all, my sleep. So I have an Apple Watch, and it tracks deep sleep and core sleep and REM sleep and total sleep and naps and all of that. And I have a lot of historical data. I think maybe 2 years worth. And my deep sleep has always been between 0 and maybe 20 minutes at most. And those 20-minute days were very rare. Usually it was like 5. Most of the time it's around 5. And I'm always tired, and I have to survive. Like, even now, I don't drink caffeine anymore, but I am surviving on caffeine pills. If I don't take them, I am asleep. It's very frustrating. I'm hoping that carnivore cures that issue. It has not yet. However, my deep sleep has gone up tremendously since I started carnivore and stopped the caffeine drinks. Now, like I said, I'm still doing caffeine pills, but I'm not doing the caffeine concoction. And it was interesting, not that it's a 100% proven fact or anything, but I actually had one of my caffeine drinks like a week and a half after I went carnivore, and I was having like hour deep sleep, between 50 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes of deep sleep every night. It was like very strange because, I'm used to it being 5 minutes, sometimes 0 minutes of deep sleep. So I had these long deep sleeps, and then I had my one drink concoction, which is a 5-hour energy with some soda stream lemonade mixed together. And I found out that my deep sleep was only 5 minutes that night. And I had it somewhat late in the afternoon, like maybe between 4 and 6 p.m. in the afternoon. And I thought that was quite interesting. So the other thing I thought was quite interesting was I was incredibly bloated. It was uncomfortable. I felt kind of nauseous with it. I felt like my stomach was like, 6 to 9 months pregnant type of thing. Maybe closer to 6 months pregnant because I only had the one drink, and I know it could get bigger from the way things were in the past. So that was interesting that the caffeine, either maybe it's not the caffeine because I've been having caffeine pills and those have not affected the deep sleep that I've noticed. But that caffeine concoction, either the 5-hour energy and whatever is in it, or the soda stream and whatever's in it, or a combination of the two together, really did not, my body does not like it. So that is a clear, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not doing that one anymore, basically. And my husband was like, well, it was only one use case. How do you know that that's really what caused the 5-minute deep sleep versus it being some other combination of things or another culprit or, just a random fluke or something. And I said, I don't know, clearly. I'm not a science experiment. But I don't want to try it again. If it was just a matter of the deep sleep, I would try it again and see, do I get 5 minutes of deep sleep this time? But the fact that I felt so uncomfortable and so bloated and so just nauseous after drinking it, for like a couple of hours, I just decided I don't even want to go there anymore. So I've been doing the caffeine pills. I was doing these ones, that have ketones in them. And I apologize, I don't remember the brand. I ran out. And so I was doing those, but I'm not 100% sold on exogenous ketones being any kind of usefulness. Having any kind of usefulness. Like, I'd rather my body use my ketones, not something else. I don't want my ketones to not be used or not be created because I'm getting exogenous ketones. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I decided to switch. I have this Genius Caffeine is coming in the mail on Sunday. So I'm excited to try that. And in the meantime, I just went to the grocery store and got, the smallest package of caffeine pills I could find. I don't remember, Vivarin, something like that, I think. But it's just to hold me over until Sunday when those pills arrive. So, I'm still having to rely on the caffeine. The pills, I have tried not taking them, waiting until, do I need them or not? And so far, I've needed them. So the deep sleep hasn't totally cured my daytime extreme fatigue. But again, I'm hoping that carnivore, once I cut the dairy, I believe that after some amount of time, I know it's going to take time for my body to heal, that I am hopeful that the extreme fatigue goes away. The other thing, if you notice, is my skin has completely cleared up. I do have some, discoloration, but none of this is an active. That was an ingrown hair. But none of this is active acne right now. In fact, I don't have any active acne. I am on Accutane, so I know that plays a role in it. But the other thing I've noticed is I'm not having to moisturize like constantly. Accutane, you're supposed to be like super dry and flaky and not very pleasant experience, and I haven't experienced that. I know that it has dried up my skin in general because before I even went carnivore, I lost my train of thought. Before I went carnivore, I was on the Accutane, and I did notice that like my hair wasn't getting greasy after just barely 24 hours, if even 24 hours, maybe 20 hours, it would start getting greasy. So my hair stopped doing that. And my face stopped being like super greasy after, a few hours. So I do know that it's doing something, the Accutane, but I had those spots that just were not healing. I have a tendency to pick. It's just a OCD habit of mine. And I literally cannot, if I feel something, if I feel anything, I cannot prevent myself from picking at it. And normally, my entire life, I do that, and whatever spots I have would be healed in a week. A few days to a week to maybe a week and a half if it was something like super deep or something. But this was 2.5 months. And with the Accutane, it just was not healing. I don't know if that's because it was so dry or what. But as soon as I went carnivore, 3 days later, the spots were gone. And were starting to heal. And a week into carnivore, they were completely gone. So that has been probably the best side effect of carnivore so far, has been the clear up of my skin. So I think beyond that, I don't have anything else that I have, about the dinging. I don't think I have anything else that I can think of at the moment, but I watched this YouTube, and if I remember who it is, and I feel so bad like doing these videos, because on the one hand I'm like, I want to share my experience, and on the other hand, I hate that I say I'm like all the time, or all the time, or completely lose my train of thought all the time. And I can't imagine it being all that great to actually watch back. I don't typically watch my videos back in full. I make sure that it actually played through, like it records everything, but I don't really pay attention to what I'm actually saying. So, gosh, y'all are just those of you that stick around and listen, I really appreciate it, and the comments and everything. And I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about, but basically, my skin, my deep sleep, those have been some noticeable changes with carnivore. And I guess I will say the addition of carnivore and the removal of the caffeine concoction, because I do believe that those are related to certainly the deep sleep, if not the caffeine, the acne as well. So in any case, I would love to know what you guys think. What are some of the things that you've healed from after just 2 weeks? And what is it you're trying to heal from? Because I have the extreme fatigue. I'm pretty sure there's some thyroid issues. I had gastric bypass in 2016, so I don't know if any of that has anything to do with any of this. I've got some other maladies that would be great to have healed from this. And of course, you know, the weight, the being smaller would be nice. But I'm happy at my current size too. So if that doesn't happen, it's fine. It's fine. But I do find it interesting. I was on Withings, an activity. Where's my phone? Oh, it's back here. I was on an activity thing. I don't know what they call it. Some sort of, I don't know, activity thing on Withings. And it was interesting because it said that I was in the top 9% of active people on the app in my age range, which I think was 45 to 54 because I'm 45. And the top 5%, 5 or 6% in the entire nation of activity. Because, you know, 75 hard, I'm doing at least 90 minutes of exercise a day. And then on top of whatever activity I get just throughout my normal day, grocery store walking or whatnot. So I thought that was really interesting because I am so active and yet I'm still carrying around all this weight. So there's clearly something going on. And I know diet is 80% of your weight cause your weight. Anyway, 80% of your weight is due to your diet and only 20% is due to exercise. So I know that that's, you know, part of it, but I feel like, well, if I'm doing my diet and I'm doing the exercise, why is the scale not dropping? Because I mean, I'm not terribly thin. I think I wear like a size 10, 12. I mean, I have a little bit of weight to lose. So I don't know. I need to stop focusing on the scale, but I also want to be more comfortable, like just doing my workouts and stuff. So anyway, I'm rattling. I'll see you guys later. I got some cool new tech, so I might do a video on that here soon. That'll be fun. Just a generic video, nothing to do with my health journey, just some fun tech stuff. All right, well, see you guys next time. Bye. I'm not stopping.